see myself when I see you. I see myself when I see you. I see myself when I see you. Oh, you say I'm rich. You say I'm strong. You call me fearless. Yeah. Oh, once I've been spoken. Yeah.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and you're welcome to another edition of the Kristocentric News live on the Kristocentric station. We're coming to you from Accra, Ghana, and my name is YEBOAH Edwin Takyi. Let's go straight into the headlines. Ghana records over 23,000 new HIV cases in the first 6 months. Glow for Change to host Child Cancer Awareness Walk, and football star Dani Alves calls out racism in Europe. In our local news, Ghana records over 23,000 new HIV cases in the first 6 months. Ghana has recorded 23,495 new HIV positive cases in the first 6 months of 2022. The figure forms 2% of the 948,094 people who were tested during the period. In an interview with the Daily Guide, the program manager of the National STIs and HIV/AIDS Control Program, Dr. Stephen Ayisi-Addo, indicated that although the number of positive cases in the first half is slightly lower than compared to 2021's media reports of over 25,000, he expressed concern regarding the consistent rise in the cases. He further added in an interview on 3FM that there currently are over 350,000 people in Ghana living with HIV. The Ghana Health Service has, however, been able to identify only 71% of these. He cautioned the public against the unidentified 29% that are in the community knowingly and unknowingly spreading the virus to others. Let's listen to what he had to say.
HIV, it's persistent. Now, I can tell you that there are about 350,000 people living with HIV currently in our country.
350,000?
50,000, yes. We've only identified 71% of them. Only 71% of them.
Hey.
The rest of them, where are they? They are somewhere in the community. They are somewhere in society.
And possibly spreading it unknowingly.
And spreading it quietly and unknowingly, and some of them knowingly.
My goodness.
Because with all the tools, some people ignore it. You know, in the past, the moment you get HIV, it's likely to be a death sentence because there was no intervention. Today, people can survive because if you are treating, you are fine. But people become complacent, and all of a sudden, they even attribute their improvement to something else and abandon the medication. The emphasis is that when you treat somebody and the person is suppressed, the tendency or ability for the person to transmit is zero. So we say undetectable is untransmissible. And so it is necessary that everybody who is on treatment or who is positive must be on treatment. Those on treatment must adhere so that we don't transmit. Then if we can achieve herd immunity like we are doing with COVID-19, the more people are vaccinated, then beyond a certain limit, we are not transmitting the community again. But as long as that does not happen, there's complacency and people are relaxed. Those who stop, then there is a problem. They even transmit resistant strains, and that is a potential new epidemic because we will not have medication for those resistant strains.
And that was Dr. Ayisi-Addo speaking on 3FM on the grave issue. Experts have advised the use of contraceptives, especially condoms, to prevent the spread, but the Bible speaks of abstaining from all forms of sexual immorality. God's expectation for every Christian is for them to be sanctified and pure. This expectation of holiness is stated clearly in 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 3. God is not trying to keep believers from what is enjoyable. Rather, He's trying to keep believers from the physical, emotional, and spiritual consequences that come from engaging in sexual activities with the wrong person at the wrong time. In other stories, Glow for Change to host Child Cancer Awareness Walk. In the age of modern medicine and scientific advancement, cancer is still a disease scientists are battling to put a permanent stop to. It is assumed that cancer only affects the aged, but the disease also affects the young and even children. This life-threatening disease amongst children is one that Glow for Change aims to raise awareness of through the Gold Ribbon Walk. According to the World Health Organization, about 1,200 children in Ghana under the age of 15 are estimated to develop cancer annually. Glow for Change, which was founded by philanthropist Ruth Ottery in 2017, was set up to provide support for underprivileged children and their caregivers. Over the years, the NGO, with the support from friends, partners, and sponsors, has undertaken several projects in the area of child health care. The most notable of them was fully funding the heart surgery of 5-year-old Akosia, worth 10,000 Ghana cedis in February 2022. This year, the goal is for them to raise awareness of childhood cancer through the Gold Ribbon Walk. The Health Walk, which will take place on the 24th of September 2022, will commence at the Accra Mall parking lot to the Aviation Social Center at 6:30 a.m. In an interview with Fifi Folsom on the Gospel Drive Online on Kristocentric station, Ruth Ottery revealed that aside the idea of raising awareness of childhood cancer, the walk will also serve as a fundraiser towards helping children who are unable to cater for the treatment of the disease. In the effort to raise funds for the project, donors are entreated to send donations via *389 hash, *389 *688 hash. The cause is one that all believers are entreated to support, because in Proverbs chapter 28 verse 27, the Bible emphasizes the fact that those who give to the poor will never want. Christians are not merely to pray for solutions to their problems, but rather seek to be solutions to the prayers of others, and in this situation, it will be through donating. In international news, football star Dani Alves calls out racism in Europe. The 39-year-old Brazilian footballer Dani Alves has responded to the racist abuse targeted towards his fellow Brazilian teammate Vinicius Jr. The former Barcelona legend came to the rescue of young Real Madrid star Vinicius Jr. after the latter was hurled with racial comments for his dance celebration after scoring a goal against rivals Atletico Madrid on Sunday, 18 September 2022. Dani Alves took to Twitter to express his displeasure towards the remarks and also opened up about his own encounter with racism. He said, "Gentlemen, the real problem here is that Europe is full of racists, and they don't accept that other nationalities do stand out in their country more than them." Aside from Alves, other players, including Paris Saint-Germain star Neymar, have come to the defense of the 22-year-old player. The racial comment thrown against the star is just one of many forms of discrimination taking place across the world. In Spain, more than 610 hate crimes were committed during the first half of 2021 alone. According to the Spanish Internal Minister, racism was the leading factor of these crimes. In Italy, a Nigerian who is disabled was also beaten to death by a white Italian man on July 29th for attempting to sell merchandise to his girlfriend. These times are indeed frightening, but the Bible foretold in John chapter 15 verse 20 of days where believers will be persecuted because they persecuted Christ himself. However, the silver lining is this, that the scripture also said that believers will also believe the teachings because they believed in that of Christ. It is difficult not to hate unbelievers for persecuting Christians or maybe people of other races, but Christ did something all believers should look up to. even to the point of death. In Luke chapter 23, verse 34, Christ looked up to heaven and asked the Father to forgive them. Regardless of what is done against a Christian, forgiveness and love should always be shown to the offender. And that's the end of the Kristocentric news. For more news and sanctified content and to stream us live on air, log on to www.kristocentric.com and like and follow us on all our social media platforms on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. My name is YEBOAH Edwin Takyi. Right after the Kristocentric news, we have Supernatural, and right after Supernatural, the Epignosis series with Pastor Joshua Lai continues. Please enjoy the rest of your day.